Hi, and welcome to the next installment of the K-12 International Academy Tech Basics series. In today's installment, we are going to be discussing how to set up your internet browsers. The specific skills and concepts we're going to be going through are first how to find the browsers that are already installed on your computer, how to determine what the browser version is, how to turn off the browser pop-up blocker, and understanding why browsers update themselves. First of all, it is important to understand the terminology, since a lot of people use these terms interchangeably. What is a web browser? Well, a web browser is a tool that uses the internet to bring you the information that you want. Web browser and internet are not synonyms. They do actually mean two different things. And adding to the complication is search engine. A web browser uses a search engine to actually find the information that you want. A lot of people get these three terms mixed up, and the best way I can explain them is through a not so perfect but pretty good metaphor. Imagine that your house is the internet. Servers are places that store information. So you might have a server in the kitchen, a server in the dining room, a server in the bedroom, and the browser is your butler. This is the person who walks all over your house to retrieve things for you. So they use the internet to get you what they want. However, a search engine is the inventory system for your house. The browser, your butler, is not going to go from room to room. You say, I want my glasses. They're not going to say, okay, well, first I'm going to search the bathroom, and then I'm going to, go through each room of the house one by one. The inventory system, the search engine, helps them decide where to look first. So the inventory system is like the search engine, the butler is like a browser, and your house is the whole internet. So that's one way that may help you keep these terms straight in your head. Now, we need to take a look at what web browsers you already have on your computer. When you buy a computer, typically it's already got a browser, at least one browser installed, and so it's good to know what you've got. However, keep in mind that you cannot use Mac Safari. Safari just does not like the format of our courses. Nothing against Macs, they're wonderful, but that's just not how our courses are set up. So it's a good idea to have two browsers installed on your computer other than Mac Safari. So either Internet Explorer and Firefox, or Firefox and Chrome, whichever two of the other three that you want. There is more information available on the K-12 Tech Support website. That link for computer technical requirements is down in the notes area of this video, and that'll tell you more specifics about the version numbers that you need. Now, in order to find out what web browser is already installed on your computer, there is a couple different ways to do this depending on what kind of computer you have. If you have Windows, you're going to press the Windows key on your computer, and the Windows key, it looks just like this, more or less. They change it a little bit with different computer brands. If you have a Mac, you don't have a Windows key. What you have is a Command key, and it looks like this, more or less. It may have just the Apple, it may have just the little swirly thing, but that's what you've got. Now, once you press these buttons, you'll bring up the main page of your computer, and you'll be able to type things into a search bar. And you can just type in the different types of search of browsers that there are, and this will enable you to look them up. So if you type Internet Explorer in the box and it comes up here, then you know you're all right. Oh, before I forget, by the way, Windows 8 does not use a search bar like this, or it doesn't pop up automatically anyway. But if you press that Windows key and just start typing, then it'll automatically start searching for things on your computer. So that's how that works. Now, you really want to check your browser version. This is the recommended browser versions as of April of 2014. You definitely don't want to go any lower than the version numbers that are listed right here. And as we update our platform, these numbers might change, which is why it's important to check the links that I've got down in the notes area below. So how do you find the browser version that you have? Well, if you've got Firefox, the way you find this out is you open up Firefox and then you click Help, and then you click About at the bottom of that menu that comes up, and then a new little window will pop up, and underneath the Firefox name you'll see a set of numbers, and that is your version number. This is version number 27. So as you can see, it more than clears this version 10 or higher criteria. If you have Internet Explorer, it's basically the same thing. You open up with Internet Explorer, you click Help, and then you click About Internet Explorer. And again, underneath the name of the program, it'll say version number whatever. So we're good to go here as well. Google Chrome is a little bit different. Google Chrome has you clicking over here on the right. This little menu that's 3 lines, this is technically called the hot dog. So if you click on the hot dog and then click on About Google Chrome, then you will be able to see the version number for Google Chrome. And actually, I think with the newest Firefox update, you've got a hot dog for Firefox too. So you will notice that on that screen. Now, I've got a separate video on how to install programs. So I'm not going to go through all the steps for how to install a new browser because it's exactly the same as installing any other program. These links are going to be located in the notes area below. You just click on them and it'll take you to the page where you can download that particular browser. You click on it, download it, and then again have to click on it to install. If you do have any problems while you are installing your browsers, you can contact K-12 Tech Help, you can contact your academic coach, and there's also people who can help you figure out if you're having any difficulties installing a new or an additional browser on your computer. Now, what is a pop-up? Pop-ups are windows that open up on top of your main screen. And pop-ups tend to be blocked automatically by your browser because a lot of times they're ads. Not always, but a lot of times they're ads and they're distracting and just annoying. However, you have to be able to have pop-ups in order for your K-12 courses to work. We're constantly opening up windows on top of windows, and if your pop-ups are blocked, then you won't be able to use your courses correctly. It's not a problem to turn off the pop-up blocker on your internet browser as long as you have a good virus protection software already installed on your computer. And I'm going to be talking about virus protection software in another video. But either way, in order for your courses to work, you've got to turn off the pop-up blocker. There are lots of different ways to do it depending on what kind of computer you have and what kind of web browser you're using. So I'm not going to, again, go through all of them now just because that would make this video really long and boring. But there is another link in the notes area. You can click that, and I've got a little screenshot below here showing what comes up when you do click that. And that'll help you be able to turn your pop-ups off. The other thing that browsers do that tends to throw people off sometimes is update themselves automatically. You'll go and you'll open up Firefox, and then all of a sudden it says this is a new Firefox and things have changed, and this can be a little disconcerting. However, there are some important reasons why a browser has updates to it. One is to change the layout or appearance and just make things more up-to-date and snazzy. Another is to fix security vulnerabilities. If they've realized that there's any holes in their code that allows hackers to come in, a browser update fixes those. Similarly, they have lists of attack sites that are automatically blocked. They want to update that list periodically as new sites are identified, update their list of phishing websites, and updating lists of add-ons which are actually harmful. Add-ons are things that you can add to your browser to make it do optional cool stuff, but sometimes those add-ons are actually damaging. So your browser likes to keep track of ones it can recommend against. Now, the downside of updating your browser is it can cause it to become incompatible with K-12 websites. If you update your browser too soon, and it's a brand new version, and they really did do a whole lot of layout and appearance changes, it can make it difficult for your K-12 websites to function, and all of a sudden you can't get your courses to work. Now, I know I've got a really sad weepy face on the screen, but it's actually not that big of a deal. All that you would do is uninstall the automatically updated version and put it back the way it was before, and then change some settings so it doesn't update again. And again, the help desk is the best person to talk to about that because they can walk you through all the steps for your specific computer. Nevertheless, some people want to turn off automatic updates entirely. And how do you decide whether you want to do this or not? Well, if you have a virus protection program on your computer, it wouldn't be a bad thing to turn off automatic updates for your browser because your virus protection program is going to be doing all those things that were listed on the previous screen. So you really don't need to have both. It's a little bit redundant. If you don't have a virus protection program on your computer, then you definitely want to leave the automatic updates on so your browser is protecting you since you don't have a virus protection program to protect you. And I have listed at the bottom some names of virus protection programs which may sound familiar: McAfee, Norton, and AVG. And again, that is a whole other show. One last thing, a word of warning. Sometimes you may see something pop up on your computer that looks like this. It says, oh, your Firefox or Internet Explorer or Chrome or whatever is out of date. You need to update things right now. Please click here, click everywhere in order to update your computer. Do not believe it. You need to look very carefully at what is up here in the web address. Firefox is through Mozilla. Internet Explorer is through Microsoft. If these things are not listed, it's possible that this is actually malware on your computer. This is one of the ways that people try to trick you into installing things on your computer that you actually do not want there. They create these flashing screens that look very alarming and legitimate, but they're actually not real. So you need to look at the web browser, and if you see that it is not from a legitimate site, it's from some random site, don't click on anything that you see on the screen. The only place that is safe to click is the X to close the screen. If you see a button that says close or cancel or no thank you or anything like that, don't click it because it's just a trick trying to get you to click there, which actually does install the software on your computer. So if it doesn't have a legitimate web address, click the red X and make it go away. And if you have any doubts, again, you can call the customer care line and explain what you see on your screen, and they will let you know if it's okay to click on or not. So that is all of our information about web browsers. We've gone through how to find the browsers on your computer by clicking either the Windows or Command button and then doing little searches. We discussed how to determine your browser version depending on what type of browser you have. Each one has a slightly different method. How to turn off the browser pop-up blocker and why that is essential. And understanding why browsers update, and you can make the decision for yourself about whether to turn automatic updates on or off depending on whether or not you've got browser protection or virus protection software on your computer. So that is it for this particular video. Again, if you have any questions or comments, if anything seems confusing or awesome, please put a comment down below so that we can use that to guide us. Thank you.